Hey everybody, it's Alex. I just have a project share video that I want to share with you guys. I just want to show you some cards that I've been making. I doubt I'll be able to show you all of them before I get interrupted, so I'll just show you. I showed this one on Instagram, this Halloween card that I made. I used some Tim Holtz inks in the back. I embossed this house. I stamped it down and embossed it. I stamped it down and embossed it first, and then I inked around it. And then this is a separate stamp, and I actually embossed it in, I stamped it in my, man, I'm not good at this, VersaFine black ink, and then I went over it with Kaleidoscope. And then I colored the moon in with a distress marker and all the lights, and I glossy accented the windows. And I did the, you know, like I said, the background with different inks. So that's one card. This one I made with scraps on my desk. This is the bow that goes to the bow and mustache punch that I got from Target. And this is a Simon Says stamp. And it's just a scrap piece of black paper and white. And I colored the bow in and put some stickles on it and popped it up. That's it for that one. This one I showed the other day in another video. I colored in this CC Design stamps with my colored pencils. I stickled the banner. I colored her in, you know, with colored pencils also. I made my own clouds. I do have some cloud punches, I do have some cloud stamps, but I wanted to see what it looked like. I cut out, you know, like a little kid would, out of a post-it note, some clouds. But on the post-it note, I used the sticky side, so I'd still be able to stick the clouds down. And I just inked around it. And then I didn't have a sentiment that said it's fall, y'all, so I printed that on the computer, and I cut around it. And then I just love this natural twine here. It's a lot thinner. It's probably that May Arts like kind, then it's a lot thinner than this stuff. So I love the thinner one, but that one will have to work for now. But so I just added that down there because I felt the space was still open but needed to be filled and didn't want it to be too distracting. So that's that card. Then I think I showed you guys this one, the Frankenstein. I colored her in with colored pencils. I actually colored her a few times because I didn't like how she looked. I cut this out with new dye that I have. I tied a bow here. I put this paper down and stamped this in purple StazOn. And I wasn't too like thrilled with the card. I popped her up, but it'll work. I use those dollar spot pop-up things. I don't know how well they'll stay stuck. Oh, you know what? Did I do it again? I sure did. I was talking to Stacy and I'm like, why won't this stick? And I'm like, oh, maybe if I peel the thing off and stick it down. Hello. So, yeah, that was that card. And then these are just a couple smaller cards. I made this one back in August, actually, because I remember I made my mom a similar birthday card. I liked the way it turned out, so I made another one. This is just my hexagon die punch, or not die punch, paper punch, and a little heart punch. And this is a Heidi Swap stamp set, the smile here. I just punched out the paper and I went around the edge with a Sharpie to make them stand away from the paper. And I stickled the hearts. So that's that one. And then this one, I don't know. I was just messing around. I didn't really get my arrows too straight. It says, my world is brighter because of you. My little heart punches, different color inks I was playing with. So that's that one. This one I did a little while ago. It's the crayon, it's a crayon technique, you know, you stamp your image, you color in with a white crayon like you would like on Easter eggs or something, you know. And then you ink around it, and wherever the white crayon is, it doesn't get so much ink. So, I mean, I got some, but I still wanted to use it. So that was a white paper, and I used like an orange and yellow distress ink pads, and mounted it on black here and put it on my white card base, and then this is white paper, thinking of you sentiment, on a black card base, and I just popped it up in the middle. So that's that card. This one I really like. I like the little trick. It kind of looks like you have these elements on here when what they are just, you know, stamped. I was trying to do one layer cards at this time when I was making the ones that look like this. So you just take like a ruler, a clear ruler, so you can see what you're doing, like this. And you would take your thin black Sharpie or something and you just draw here. So then you stamp, you'd be able to have a space for your image. And then you get paper, like a post-it note or something, like for example, and you would go like this. And then you would start stamping your images. And then since you've masked this part off, it's going to look like that star is behind this little strip, this banner here. So yeah, and I was playing with my distress markers. So that's why they look a little blotchy, but I like the way it looks. It kind of looks rusticy, you know. I don't know. I like it. So that's that one. Oh, this one, I was playing with Heidi Swap's Stencil, and I was playing with picked raspberries and peacock feathers, and blended them. As they touched, they made this purple. And then I stamped this beautiful, and I believe this is a Technique Tuesday, and I just made a little banner, glued the bow. This is one of my penny items. Some silver little rhinestones from Walmart's 97-cent area, and backed it on black cardstock here to make the color kind of pop out, and there you have it. That's that card. Then I thought this one was cute. This one I used a blue, just some, I believe it's Joann's. It's a pack of, like a value pack of cardstock. This one I used in this stamp set. It's a Stamps of Life stamp set. It comes with single gumballs that you can stamp in here. Well, I used them on the background as like, not necessarily gumballs, but as like polka dots. And I used the picked raspberries and peacock feathers, and I used a malted milk color by Jenny Bolin to stamp the background. And then I did the same happy birthday that I did this one. I just made it curve around because I wanted to put my gumball machine, and I wanted it to go around my gumball machine. And I colored my gumball machine in with Copic markers, which I'm not very good at the Copic markers. So, and then I stamped, this is picked raspberry. It's just stamped once darker and then again to make it lighter. And then you dip it in your ink, you stamp it dark, and then stamp it again to make it light. And I just put some clear stickles on the darker colors. So I know it makes it sound kind of simple, but it is and it isn't, you know. So, oh, and then let's see, this one, these aren't in any kind of order. I found out how to make this was a while ago, a few weeks ago, how I watched a video on this punch board. Well, actually it was the Stampin' Up punch board. I posted a thing on my Instagram letting my Instagram people know where I saw the video at, because they really liked how the card was made. So yeah, it was a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she was demonstrating how you can make other things with that envelope, because you're supposed to make envelopes with it. So it made a file folder card. So this is how I decorated my little card, my little banner here. And this is a W+9 sentiment, and these are supposed to be nail art bling that I got off of Lovely Instincts on my Instagram. I bought them from her. And then there's the inside where you can write your sentiment. And that's Heidi Swap paper. And this is a Sizzix die of a doily here. And this little banner, what I did was I took a piece of scrap, like white cardstock, and I put a couple pieces of washi tape down, and then took my punch and punched it out so it was able to punch through the washi tape, and I made a striped banner. And then I put this down here because I wasn't liking how the paper was, like how it was bending around the crease there. So I put that washi tape there. Then I made this file folder card. Now this one, see, this one was on craft cardstock and I added the paper. This one I just used a plain piece of Heidi Swapp cardstock. I didn't use anything else to see what it would look like, and it turned out pretty good. This sentiment was stamped in, I believe, butterscotch, and it's Adirondack ink from Ranger. I had my two little images, or not images, die cuts cut out, made a little bow and put it up there, and that's some more bling from Lovely Instincts. Used some washi tape, and that's my inside, so you can write the sentiment. I just put another piece of Heidi Swapp paper, and then I put washi tape up here on the little tabs. So that's that one. Then this one is a little like a pocket, and I made it with the same envelope punch board. And these are some of the flare buttons I make. This one is one of my vintage Halloween sets that's in my Etsy store. So I have these two die cuts cut out, and then I cut out a little banner and stamped Happy Halloween from like a $1 clear stamp set. And I was doing this, actually, the Halloween cards that I made, I was trying to use the scraps. I had cut it up into all these different pieces, got my measurements wrong a couple of times. I had all these papers laying everywhere. So a lot of my cards have the same papers because I didn't want to waste the paper that I had cut up. So it's made out of a craft cardstock, and I just decorated the fronts. Then it has this bird paper here with a nice bow. So you would just stick your card in here and give it to somebody. This was the very first card that I tried to make, the file tab card. And this is a $1 stamp from Joann's, and a newer die. No, not too new. And just some, orange twine, and this is some paper, and this is washi tape, and this is paper here. Washi tape on the tabs, and then this same strip of washi tape, I believe it's Joann's washi tape, like the 97-cent stuff, and then another label die cut inside. Here's another one, and it's a little pocket card again, but this time it's with a tag. So here again you'll see it's like the same. All the papers go together because I was using up my scraps. And it's just a craft piece of paper. And I just stamped the witch, and it says, "If the broom fits." And I used some silver Walmart bling there. And I used some here, and I just let the witches here be the, the image, the focus on the front. And I used a little Jenny Bolin tab and stapled it on. I like the look of the staples. Then, let's see, I made this one. Not too crazy about this one. This one's like watercolor paper, sprays, different alcohol inks, not alcohol inks. I have my little mini mister, and I thought it was the one with water, but it was with alcohol. So it didn't quite do the effect that I wanted because it was alcohol instead of water. But I still kept the paper anyway, and it has like some shine to it, and put just a note. And then I took my silver Sharpie, and I made like stitching lines. But yeah, I just took watercolor paper, and I put some colors down on the mat, and I just laid the paper in it and like moved it around. But when I sprayed it thinking it was water, it was alcohol, so it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. Then I made this one. I really like this one. I did the same thing on this one with the polka dots. Same idea that I did on the gumball machine. I was just making it the background using different colors. And it was only supposed to be on one side, but as much as I wait for the ink to dry or hit it with my heat tool, I still end up getting ink everywhere. It makes me so mad. So I did some little spots here to cover up some black ink that I got on there. So that is that one. Then this one is the same idea, more watercolor paper, but this time I actually sprayed it with water, so it was able to give it the better effect. And then I embossed with silver a Tim Holtz, "Every possibility begins with the courage to imagine." So I just embossed that on silver, and then I just wanted kind of like water, I guess. It's really cool looking. I guess I'm showing you more than I thought, huh? So this one was really cool. This one with the heart, I just took the, you know, like a piece of paper like a kid would do and folded it in half and cut out a heart image, and I put it down on, I put the negative part down on my paper, you know, like where it cut the hole out, and then I inked inside of it, and then I just put all these pretty sequins, and I put, "You're such a sweetheart." Yes. Okay, I'm right here. Hold on, buddy. And then this one here, "Live Colorfully." I took a piece of computer paper and I ripped it in half, used of course the flat sides, the good sides, to like mask off my paper like this, and then I just inked inside of it and then stamped with Versifying ink because it's so black it just will smear. You got to be careful to smear. And then I just used these little rhinestones to decorate it. So that was another one I was trying. Like, basically, I know these rhinestones are dimensional and this is dimensional, but I was trying to do with these like single layer cards, you know, like you don't have a bunch of stuff all over it. That's what I was trying to do. So then I did this one. I like this one. This is a Recollections Halloween stamp. I believe it came from last year. Came out last year. And this is actually not gold ink. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to come back and I will show you guys this card. I have to help him go potty. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.